The Houston Astros have just won their second World Series in 6 years, but it wasn't always like this. The Astros just seem to pump out new stars almost every year, but it wasn't always like this. They used to be one of the worst teams in the league for a long time, too, and I'm sure a lot of you guys remember. But this successful run that the Astros have had over the past 5 to 6 years has made a lot of people forget about the old Astros. So today I'm going to be talking about the old Astros and how they became the team that they are today. You know, how they rebuilt, and they rebuilt correctly and kind of tanked in a way too. But yeah, they rebuilt correctly. To put things in perspective, the 2013 Astros went 51 and 111 in 2013, and there's not really much to talk about of the old Astros. They were just really bad for a long time too, but I'm going to dive into how they rebuilt their team into being this juggernaut that, you know, most of you guys know them as. The problem with rebuilding with some sports franchises is they just don't seem to go all the way. They kind of half do everything and, you know, try to win and rebuild at the same time. That's why, as a Cincinnati Reds fan, I'm actually quite optimistic for their future, even though our owners are, you know, kind of suspect. I think we actually have a bright future because we are really going all the way with our rebuild. But that's enough talking about the Cincinnati Reds. The Astros really did things right with their rebuild. They really went all the way so they can get generational talent like Jose Altuve, like Alex Bregman, George Springer, and they just really went all the way with their rebuild instead of half doing everything. The 2000s and the early 2010s were an absolute nightmare for all Astros fans. But yeah, they rebuilt, and now they are like an absolute dynasty, I guess, and now they're doing great. The Astros finished in last place 3 years in a row in 2011, 12, and 13. And slowly and surely, the Astros made their way up, and these high-end prospects started coming up and doing their thing. And it's all because they kind of tore everything down and rebuilt the correct way. Also, it's kind of weird to think about just looking at stuff about the Astros for this video, that the Astros were in the NL Central. I'm sure a lot of you guys kind of forgot about that because, you know, now they've been in the AL West for so long. But yeah, they were actually in the NL Central for a long time. So yeah, I guess you could say the Astros like perfected the quote-unquote rebuilding process because they're doing pretty good now, and it hasn't really always been like this.